more can I say?
Top Billin.
All right, top Billin, excited for this one right here. LSU going against Auburn. Always a very good game between two very talented teams, right? So the first thing I think about, as always, when someone is defending LSU or Alabama or these teams that like to go with these 3x1 sets, 2x2 sets, and they like to run these pass tags on the back of run calls, is how are you positioning your defenders? Are you pressing up on the line of scrimmage, playing press man and everything? Especially right here, this area of the field. They will nickel and dime you all the way down the field with quick slants, hitches, and everything from the slot position. So we see what is essentially a 3x1 formation with the tight end acting as the lone defender to the boundary. And we see an inside slant. So for Auburn, that's its Achilles heel. I said it before, this particular game with Florida, I would attack Auburn in the middle of the field. I saw that in the Mississippi State game that Auburn played. They just do not have what it takes to defend inside seams and everything. Not necessarily from the cornerback position, but being able to isolate a linebacker like this right here, KJ Britt. KJ Britt is a very good player, but let's be real here. He's stiff as a diving board. So got a boundary blitz with post safety going on right here. Now look at the isolation with KJ Britt. He's cement shoes. That's what we call that, cement shoes. He should not be out in space against someone like a Freddie Swain. Now, if this is LSU, this is perhaps the best wide receiver in all of college football, and that would be one Justin Jefferson. So look at that, hit him. Look at that, banged him, bake-lazed him. Right now, look at the separation created already. Right, so they are going man-to-man, as you see right here. Man-to-man. And you're going to leave this guy on the island with Freddie Swain, which could be Justin Jefferson or even a Jamar Chase. Yeah, so working from the tight slot right there. That's just, I would do this all day long if I'm LSU. I would force these guys to be able to defend in the middle of the field like this. Space created. He's cooked. Further separation. KJ Britt just does not have the type of wheels to deal with that type of attack. All right, here's another example. See, this is what I don't like. Just going into this matchup right here, looking at Christian Tutt, the nickel defender, playing off of his assignment. We do see him pressed up against each exterior wide receiver. I like that. Hands-on man, you know my motto in that manner. But can't be off of the slot receiver going against LSU because I said before, it's perhaps the best receiver in all of football, Justin Jefferson. But the saving grace for Auburn could be the fact that this will be the very best line that LSU has seen thus far on the season, right? Florida would be that if there was a healthy Jabari Zuniga and John Grenard. But these guys right here, this is the best, one of the best in the country for sure. So maybe they'd be able to get quick pressure, but you cannot get quick pressure leaving someone the option to work the middle of the field or work the middle of the formation right here. So see right there, Marlon Davidson. Let's go back to this right here. So Marlon Davidson going against whomever is going to be the left tackle for LSU, whether it be Sadiq Charles or whomever they trot out there. I think he's better than anybody they can. He's just one of the best, man. He's just ferocious. But look at him working against Stone Forsythe. Show him the hands, get him worried about the hands, get him leaning. Look at him, Stone Forsythe, Stone Feet Forsythe. Now we see him with the angle, running the arc on him. Able to get quick pressure. Kyle Trask is not even in this throwing motion yet. And we see right here, the receiver is not really off the line of scrimmage. I believe it's Josh Hammond. He barely gets it off, right? But of course, we know LSU would get that off a lot quicker. But this is the play that Kyle Trask got hurt on. Auburn is able to get quick pressure from a myriad of different ways. But got to be able to press up on that receiver. Cannot leave that space. So the minute you come out, the first thing I want you guys to look at in this particular game is how they're positioning each cornerback and if they're all pressed up on the line of scrimmage against these receivers, because you can't beat them, in my opinion, without it. Remember I told you about the ability to isolate someone like Justin Jefferson in the slot on an inside player, right? Whether it be Owen Papo, really athletic linebacker, or Kenny Britt Jr., both of those guys cannot compete with a Justin Jefferson. So we'll see that right here. My man Justin running a jerk route, isolated in space. So on the empty sets, I really like this for LSU because it really exposes a couple of things. Obviously, if you get, I don't know why I want to call him Ali Broussard, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire right here, and seeing who they go out, it automatically shows you a tell, right? Whoever they combat him with. So this looks like it could be some type of zone. You didn't see any linebacker travel with him, I don't believe. And then having a guy like a Thad Moss up top as well. See who travels with those guys. But isolating space. One of the best route runners in the country. Hesitation. Jerked him. So this very much looks like a Kenny Britt or Owen Pappoe right here can get done in by this. As we see a pretty good cornerback being done in by this particular route here. They just got different ways to put these players out in space. Here's where I think that Auburn can be tripped up at, as we see it struggle against Mississippi State trying to combat tight end or an H-back. We got a two-man route combination, got a corner route going by, I want to say, Jamar Chase. You got a flat route by Thad Moss here. All right, so simple two-man combination, but can you combat it with two great athletes like this? First and foremost, we see Mississippi State in man coverage. So the play action fake here, right? Fake draw, really sucks up the linebackers, and then you get a release, a block and release from Thad Moss. So check out Thad Moss over here. Block, release, and all he needs is a couple of steps on you, right? Really good athlete like this going against a linebacker, and if that is KJ Britt, to me that's still a no contest right there with an athlete like Thad Moss. Being able to manufacture some extra yardage, so gotta watch out for that. Same exact play as the last one, except this time you'll see Jamar Chase act as kind of a buffer, right? He wants to occupy this linebacker or this safety who actually has Thad Moss man-to-man. And you'll see how he does that right here. Just simply runs into him. So you have two people on one, the original assignment that had the original assignment that had Jamar Chase, and then the safety who had Thad Moss. So flat route, easy money. Get him out in space again. Be surprised if you see these guys out in space all day against Auburn, just being able to scheme it up in that capacity. I think Auburn has very good front seven personnel. It has decent personnel on the back end. It has a ton of speed on the back end, but it's going to always be about the scheming against LSU and decreasing the space and forcing Joe Burrow out of his spot and forcing him to detach, but while still being able to kind of spy him. So it's a difficult task, no doubt about that. All right, I wanted to highlight what I think may be the best player between both teams. Well, both defenses, I have two guys that are running for that. That'd be LSU's Grant Delpit and Auburn's Derek Brown. We see my man lined up at a 6 technique right here. Not his natural position, obviously. You would line him up more closer to either a shade or a 2-eye or 3 technique or something like that. But my man's out here working out in space. This is amazing to me to see. It's one of the best plays that I've seen. Check this out on a redirect right here, right? Squeeze down on the line of scrimmage. He sees this is a flip 90 play, right? 90 flip play, flip it to the back. So now look, these guys are pretty much dead even. But obviously, you know, a straight line always beats an angle, right? See my man being able to go straight down the line of scrimmage, where Rakeem Boyd, who is a damn good running back in his own right, has to kind of take an angle. And we see my man cooking. He's cooking, right? Big man rumbling. Rumble, big man rumble. But this is good defense by Auburn. You see these guys keeping contained here. Jeremiah Denson coming out here. Javaris Davis. So there's really nowhere for Rakeem Boyd to run. But you see the hustle by Big Derek Brown. You see why he's I believe, a top 10 pick easily in this next upcoming draft. But look who makes the tackle. Way down at the numbers, gripping the numbers. Now look at this. Big man momentum. Taya! All right. So Rakeem Boyd is concussed right there. Obviously, he's done. Out on his feet. Standing 8 count. Put him in autonomous driver. Yeah, Rakeem Boyd played the rest of the game. but that wasn't him behind the wheel driving. Dude was playing from muscle memory. Conversely, I'd like to see Auburn's offensive line doing work. I'm not totally sold on LSU's ability to get after the passer. And I think there are holes on LSU's back end as far as pass coverage goes. I don't see Auburn really getting off in the run game in this particular, especially if Grant Delpit is able to sniff around the line of scrimmage. But if they're able to spread them out with concepts like this, you have a vert route going by Seth Williams right here, Will Hastings on an over route, Anthony Schwartz on the inside fade, and then you have a deep curl by Sal Cannella right here. They're able to work some of these vertical concepts. I can see them having a little bit of success, right? I think the prodigy Bo Nix getting better at the vert game on a game-by-game basis. So we shall see in that manner. But I believe if they're able to get a guy like Anthony Schwartz right here, the fastest man in football, isolated on, I seen them trot Jacoby Stevens out at safety right here. So if they're able to get Jacoby Stevens and Anthony Schwartz matched up together, it's a no contest, right? So we see Bo Nix pretty much knowing where he wants to go right here, the prodigy. I want to get Bo sometimes to look that off. Maybe he'll help himself out right there, but this is pretty much man-to-man right here with a single high. Actually, he's got split safety, right? So he knows he wants to go there, so he is isolated on the safety. So if that's Jacoby Stevens, but he could have probably made this even easier on himself, right? Had he looked at this and then scanned, and you got Seth Williams over here. But still, can't nobody run with Anthony Schwartz, and nobody on LSU can run with Anthony Schwartz, I believe, from the slot. So maybe they can bring Derek Stingley over there on him, and they have to get some matchups like that. But I still think Auburn has a little bit too much talent for there to be able to just be matched up completely. But this is a good throw by Bo Nix, puts it over the outside shoulder. Touchdown. To me, there you have it. I definitely expect this to be maybe more of a game than people are letting it on to be. Auburn has a ton of talent, man, and anytime you can affect the game within the interior defensive line, I think you have a chance. Got to get quick pressure on Joe Burrow, and you have to decrease the space with the receivers and really force them to go into more traditional concepts out of their spread. As far as LSU just needs to be LSU. It's going to be hard to stop it on offense. I want to see a little bit of the run game really get cranking against Auburn as well. Really start to establish that line of scrimmage with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and the gang there. But, hey, it is what it is, man. We'll see. I just want to see a good game. You know me, I never have a dog in the fight in any of these games. So just giving you some good content there, some things to watch out for. I know you guys always want me to make a pick. Sorry we couldn't do the live stream. I told you guys that I'm in the midst of a move right here. So the live stream, I'm not sure when I'll be able to get to it, but I'll do my best to try to get to it. But I'm going to go ahead and take 34-20 LSU, all right? But with that being said, it's your boy Murf, the Underground King, top Billin Sports, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.